Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today we're looking at a Hasbro Marvel Legends figure, the Uncanny X-Men Marvel's Apocalypse, on this massive retro card. And I got this from Hasbro Pulse. I was hoping to do this review yesterday, but it arrived very late, so I decided this morning we'll do. There it is in its card. If you're a mint ink card collector, that's what you want. And then on the back, it looks like a good old classic Toy Biz figure from the 90s. Marvel's Apocalypse. And they did release an Apocalypse. Look upon the future and tremble. He is Apocalypse, the world's most powerful mutant, and from ashes of our world, you will build a better one. I'm not sure if that's from the movie. It doesn't sound like from the animated series. And it comes on a classic sort of purple card rather than the orange card that we got with the good guys, because he's a villain. So let's get him out so we can have a closer look. He rises! Oh man, he looks absolutely amazing. And so I'm quoting Archangel in that episode, Vengeance. And what better way to start the review with Strife? He's a stolen son and the clone of the original Nathan Dayspring. And Death. He's a favorite horseman. So I thought I'd just put these in so you can see the size of him. And he looks absolutely a beautiful size. So let's just shift these out. And as always, it's nothing new. This is just ponged out. And literally there are two ports that you can see there that you just pop these in. And they do pop out there, you know. But it's nice that they're in there. It's nice that they're bendy and maneuverable. So let's have a look at the first head that we've got. We got a very angry Apocalypse, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. The color tone there is great, and it just really feels really nice. And I love the smoothness of the body armor, because that's what it is. It's body armor. And then you got the massive A there. It's a really fantastic job that they've done on this animated version. And then you got these massive boots here, which once again have some really fine detail going all the way around. And even the hands have some nice detail. These look like the same hands that have been created for Colossus as well, in terms of how they work. And then you got the back of the head. So in terms of paint job, I'm not seeing any issues with that. You can still see a little bit of muscle stuff going on there and in the ab area. So there is still that stuff going on, which is great. And it looks really good. So let's have a quick look at our articulation. Bring down my light so we can have a proper close look. So the head sort of is restricted due to this. But in reality, that can go all the way around. That can go up and down. And if I remember correctly, no, that feels like it's quite a solid piece there. The arm is, you have this little piece here. So once again, a little bit of restriction on the articulation because of these armor pieces. But this is soft material, so you can try and do what you want with it. But just be very wary that you don't damage it, because that would be the worst thing there. There is a swivel there, and there is only a one click on there, which is a little bit disappointing. The hand can't go all the way around. There is an up and a down, and once again, you just got to be wary of this sort of soft plastic here. There's a crunch there, and then there's a spin there. Once again, soft plastic, be careful. And then he can pretty much do the splits, which is pretty cool. Then he has a swivel on the thigh. And he does have a double on the knee joint. We have no swivel there, which is disappointing. But you can do the swivel with on the ball joint at the bottom. There is an up and a down. Doesn't feel very solid. There we go. Just try and gently ease this in. There we go. And then there's your left and your right. So there is movement on the feet. So articulation wise, the upper body does suffer from the armor, but it's not necessarily a big thing. I think you can still do what you want with him, however you want to do that with him. So now the more important thing is, can I get him to stand back properly? So he's a very, very solid figure. So what does he come with? He comes with this. Now, this was released with, I think, what was he? The cat build figure. I'm not going to pretend to remember his name. But a lot of people, okay, talk about dramatic apocalypse. A lot of people use that to go on their apocalypse. So perhaps Hasbro actually thought, hey, you know what? We could do this as well. We could do this as well if we want. Oh my goodness. So you can see I'm struggling to stand in probably my own fort than the figures, because like I said, I've never had any issues before. So to achieve this, you literally, pop the hand off. That's why I don't do things on camera. And then you pop, in fact, let's pop that off as well. And then you pop that right in there. And that just slots in there really, really nicely. I really, really dig that. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, more importantly, what they do next is they give us some little blast effects, which we've seen with a couple of guns now. And you just poke that in there. And then you poke that in there. Oh, come on. There we go. And then you have a big blast effect, which is really nice. And then you can just pop that in there. Now that looks absolutely gorgeous. That is a really, really nice thing that they've done there. I dig that a lot. Only problem with that is I've taken the thing off. Actually, no, don't worry. I found where it goes. It goes on the top. So I can still stay connected. These little tentacles. And that looks really very, very cool. Very impressive. Very happy with that. Very impressive. So let's bring in some other apocalypse. Now, not sure how well this is going to go. But first up, we are going to bring in, if I can sort out his, and we are going to bring in the Age of Apocalypse. Yeah. And we got the laughing face with that. That is very cool. And then we are going to bring in Comic Apocalypse, who's very shiny and blue. Let me just try and don't fall off, Miss Age. Yes, it's massive cloak, which is amazing. And then we are going to bring in, if he doesn't drop on everybody, Build-A-Figure Apocalypse. This is going back to 2006. This is my first ever Apocalypse. And you can see he is massive. In terms of the Ghost Rider Vengeance, Engine of Vengeance, I've made lots of videos about why that's failing. This should be one of those figures that they could have easily done, with it being the, I'm trying to think, is it the 60th anniversary for X-Men? They could have easily done an Age of Apocalypse, bring in those 4 horsemen, bring in things like this, you know, job done. That would have been over the line by now, I'm sure. And we would have paid 400 quid for that. We would have been quite satisfied. There we go. I should work for Hasbro. Anyway, there we go. So they look really, really cool together. I really dig the difference of it. I would have kept my Series 5 Toy Biz Apocalypse. I was very fond of that Toy Biz Apocalypse, and I ended up setting that to keep this. But in hindsight, you know, I guess the thing with that was the articulation wasn't brilliant because it was a bulky figure, but I still liked it, you know, just as much as I still like this Apocalypse. You know, it's still, for me, a great Apocalypse. And yes, I know I have the black up there and not the blue, which I should do. But hey, it's my Apocalypse. I'll do what I want with it. I don't even think you can get Build-A-Figure pieces now. Probably very, very hard to get. I should look that up. Anyhow, let's show him with some X-Men, shall we? Okay, so I was thinking animation and I was thinking X-Men and I was thinking, well, first of all, you gotta put Cable in there because Cable, even in the animated series, was coming back to get Apocalypse like constantly, and he should be there. He's their nemesis, so it makes sense. Then I brought in Bishop because Bishop, well, he popped in a couple of times as well, and didn't really understand the Cable dynamic and etc. But I also thought he'd be quite cool because he can absorb this plasma, etc. I thought Beast, well, Beast I don't really put in many things because it's Beast. So sometimes I think Beast gets left out. So I thought I'd put him in there. And then I was going to originally go with that scene with Wolverine, Bishop, Cable, where they find Apocalypse in the lab. And, you know, I was going to do that. And I thought, nah, why not just shove his hand on there? And, you know, I could put Beast in a decent pose. Bishop's absorbing stuff. And Cable's ready to blast, blast, blast. So there you go. There's my little X-Men position. Let's move on to the finale of this video. Come on, there was no way this wasn't happening. There is Rogue's butt, and she is looking up at Apocalypse, who is far beyond mutants, as they are beyond him. There we go. Rogue. There we go. Done that. Let's move on. So anyway, the final part of the show where you start getting to hear from me. So this is a really, really nice Apocalypse. I love the animation version that they've done with this retro card. And obviously the Toy Biz toy was obviously purple, etc. as well. So I think Hasbro did a good job. And when I saw it last night in person, I've seen lots of reviews, etc. of this. I was already excited. I got it in person. I thought, whoa, that looks even better in person. The paint job feels really good. The accessories are really decent. And he is a really quality side. Other than the fact that these do pop out, I guess the only thing that they could do is that they could come already in there. But I guess the worry with that is by the time you get them out, they will perhaps already be slightly damaged, etc. But anyhow, I am very, very, very happy to have this figure. Great addition to my Apocalypse collection. And perhaps it's time I went and got that Series 5 Toy Biz again, because I still really do dig that figure. So if you like my video, please support my channel by subscribing. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. If you are subscribed, thank you very much. I do appreciate your support. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.